Finding value in a 33-year-old wide receiver is tough, but since his trade to the New York Giants, Brandon Marshall remains one of the most interesting players on fantasy boards this year. Let's not forget, Marshall has been a fantasy monster. You might not remember, but Marshall has posted 6 100-catch seasons in his career, 8 1,000-yard seasons, and posted 4 seasons of double-digit touchdowns. Since this is, his 5th team in 12 seasons though, fantasy owners are having a tough time trusting the wily old veteran. And such a dynamic offense, who can blame them? So, does Marshall hold any value at all this season? Marshall's ceiling is no doubt as a firm wide receiver 3. He's going to be limited, especially in targets. Since Odell Beckham Jr. and Sterling Shepard are also looking for their share of the ball, either Marshall or Shepard will miss out. The good thing about the Giants and Eli Manning is the fact that they do like to share. The Giants led the league in 11-man personnel plays last year, with 89% of their snaps featuring 1 running back, 1 tight end, and 3 wide receivers. The chances will be there. Marshall simply needs to catch more than 50% of his targets, something he failed to do last season. As a victim of lousy quarterback play during his time with the Jets, Marshall has an excuse. He still saw 121 targets last year. He just needs to work on the same old problem: drops. Marshall has posted double-digit drops in 4 seasons during his career, and for fantasy, that spells thanks, but no thanks. If you can hang your hat on one thing though, it's the fact that Marshall was one of only 2 players to put up 4 catches, 89 yards, and a touchdown on Richard Sherman in 2016. He also burned Patrick Peterson for 59 yards. And since he's still as physical as ever, he's the type of receiver that will win the ball in the air and make big plays. Marshall could easily have another less than productive year, or he could surprise everyone. He ranks 7th among receivers in end zone targets, so he's worth a late round flyer if you're after a wide receiver 3 that could post close to 10 touchdowns. Eli looks to be the best quarterback Marshall has ever had, and he's worth a gamble. And since he finished 4 of the past 5 seasons as one of the top 13 fantasy wide receivers, we still have to trust him. So that is my take on Brandon Marshall, guys. I also have an article up on Kenny Britt. He's another wide receiver 3 that I think you can draft nice and late in your fantasy drafts this year. So I'll put that in the description below. As always, you can follow me on Twitter at RyanCook13. I'm always tweeting about fantasy football and fantasy baseball, so feel free to ask me any questions on there. And thanks for watching.